So what is actionable? What makes up your moat? This I want to give out to the group as just a starting point for you and your team. Print this out. We do this just on a sticky pad. We do it on the walls. So, print this out and start thinking about, okay, what is protecting our music? Is there anything protecting our music? And leave this up, put it in your closet, put it on a wall, and just start thinking about this slowly. One thing for sure here is I want you to go slow. What are you best at is probably going to be first up here. Maybe it's producing. Maybe it's connecting with an audience. I don't know. You decide with your team what you're best at, but you want to kind of slowly think about, okay, how do we build a moat and protect the music you're creating? And lastly, Dimitri, as we're thinking about this, this is from the Hacking Music book. You want to go slow. You don't get this right today. You get this right over time. First time you do this is like the dust. You're clearing out the dust. You're probably going to come up with some bullshit answers, right? Just to say, hey, I'm doing a moat here, right? That's expected. But then you get into the dirt, you get a little deeper and you go slower and you're like, oh, your hands are dirty. You're really starting to, maybe this is 3 months from now. You're going, oh, you know what? My buddy who's great with video is I could ask him to be part of this, And then the slower, the deeper you dig, you get into the diamonds. And that's where it gets really some home runs, right? You really start to win some Super Bowls. So go slow. Don't be impatient. Expect for it to be incremental.
And I think that's never enough stressing the fact that everything takes time and you never go from 0 to 100 in a day or a week, and this is something that I feel, sort of American Idol has, it's an unfortunate legacy of American Idol that a lot of upcoming artists sort of misunderstand as a reality of the music industry, right? Because they see someone who comes up on the show and they never heard of this person before. Then all of a sudden, like 3 months later, this person has got a Billboard, 100 #1. Whereas the reality is that, well, A, things don't happen that quick in the real music industry. Plus right. B, even those people who go on American Idol, they had been doing that thing for years. They are not just plucked out of nowhere. They're not amateurs. Right. They've been, gigging for years. They've been making music for years, just not on a national or international circuit. They might have been doing this locally, but it's still years of practice and hard work.
Right. And the question at the end of the day, the net is, are you building your platform? And those artists on American Idol are building American Idol's platform. So we need to flip that and say, okay, I'm building Dynamitri's platform, right? Very different conversation, very different deliverables for that. And you want to think, somebody said, Stephen Covey, who wrote The Habits of Highly Effective People back in the 80s, he talked about the law of the farm. And what he meant by that is that there are patterns, there are seasons, and you can't go fast. You can't trick your way into this. You can't win a lottery. You can't, it's not fast. You want to go slow and treat it like you're farming something, like you're growing songs. The first 100 songs you're going to write are crap songs. The next 100 songs, those are kind of good, right? So it's like you're growing songs and thinking like the law of the farm. And that applies to your show, that applies to your e-com, that applies to your team. So that's what I have for us today. Dynamitri is just the idea of building your moat around your music and protecting your music.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Very, very valuable lessons again. Really enjoyed it. Hope that it was helpful to everyone watching. If anyone has any questions, please drop them in the comment section below the video. We'll get to answering them, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Isn't it strange how the world is distorts our shape. Funny how you seem to feel better once again you turn away. Don't be afraid to let me wake you up. You never get the things you want to confined by fear to try. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Let me steal your sorrow, my appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life. Inhale, let my words infuse your mind. Ignite a magical flame, but once again you break your gaze. Don't be afraid to let me burn you up. You never get the things you want, too confined by fear to try. All your inhibitions just contaminate your mind. Let me steal your sorrow, my appetite for you runs wild. Things in secret that you dream of, make them come to life.
I ain't scared of nothing but failure. Listen here, let me tell you, I'm on the red eye from Egypt tonight. We got so much against us, but it still feels right. You so electric, boo, you turn me on like a light. Our body chemistry won't allow us to fight. The adrenaline rush seems to give me wings, and it's not about sex. I love hearing you sing. Those jewels are superficial, baby, you my bling.
You never get the things you want, too confined by fear to try. All your inhibitions just